Hello, welcome to Remembering Alzheimer's. My name is Caitlin. This is the podcast for people who have family members dealing with Alzheimer's. Here is some general information that you need to know. Alzheimer's disease is a neurological disorder that causes the brain to get smaller and the cells in your brain start to die. It is the most common type of dementia. Dementia is a decline in thinking, behaviors, and social skills that affects a person's ability to function by themselves. The early stages of this disease is when they forget recent events or conversations. As the disease progresses, they will develop severe memory loss and lose the ability to perform everyday tasks. Medications can temporarily improve or slow the symptoms down. Treatments can sometimes help people function and let them be independent longer. There are programs and services to help people who have the disease and their caregivers. There is no treatment that can cure the disease or alter the disease at all. In advanced stages where it is severe and there are complications can end in death. Here are some statistics that you may not know about Alzheimer's disease. Approximately 5.8 million in the United States have Alzheimer's disease. Of those 5.8 million, 80% are 75 years or older. Out of the 50 million people worldwide with dementia, between 60% and 70% are estimated to have Alzheimer's disease. Some people may know symptoms, but not everyone does. So here are a few symptoms that they may have. Memory loss is the main symptom. An early sign of them losing their memory is when they are having difficulty remembering events that just happened and conversations. As the disease worsens, so does their memory and other symptoms start to show up. At the beginning, they might know that they are having trouble remembering and organizing their thoughts. Brain changes that go along with Alzheimer's disease will lead to growing trouble with their memory. The memory loss they experience gets worse over time, where they cannot function properly at work or at home. Some things that people with Alzheimer's may do is repeat questions and statements over and over again until they can understand. Forget conversations, appointments, or events and remember them later. They will continually misplace items by putting them in random places that make no sense at all. Get lost in places that they are familiar with, eventually forget the names of their family members and objects they use every day. Another symptom is thinking and reasoning. Alzheimer's disease causes difficulty concentrating and thinking about confusing concepts such as numbers. Making judgments and decisions. It causes a decrease in their ability to make reasonable decisions and judgment in everyday situations. Planning and performing familiar tasks. Specific activities that have multiple steps like planning, cooking a meal, or even playing a game can become a struggle as the disease progresses. Eventually, people with advanced Alzheimer's might forget how to do the simplest tasks such as dressing and bathing. Changes in personality and behavior may occur. Brain changes that occur in Alzheimer's disease can affect mood and behaviors. Problems may include the following: depression, apathy, social withdrawal, mood swings, distrust in others, irritability and aggressiveness, changes in sleeping habits, wandering, loss of inhibitants, and delusions. Preserved skills. Some preserved skills that they might have when things get worse are reading or listening to a book, telling stories and reminiscing, singing, listening to music, dancing, drawing, or even doing crafts. These skills may be preserved longer because they are controlled by parts of the brain that are affected in the later stages of the disease. Here are some causes of Alzheimer's disease. The basic cause of Alzheimer's disease is not fully understood. At a basic level, it means the proteins in your brain stop functioning normally, which disturbs the brain cells and triggers toxic events. When brain cells are damaged, they lose connections to others and then they die. Scientists believe that most people get Alzheimer's disease because of their genetics, lifestyle, and environmental factors that can affect the brain over time. The damage starts in the part of the brain that controls your memory, but the process begins years before you start showing symptoms. The loss of brain cells spreads in a pattern to other parts of the brain. By the late stage of the disease, the brain has shrunk significantly. Here are a few risk factors that can affect someone getting Alzheimer's disease: their age, their family history and the genetics that they have, Down syndrome, their sex, whether they're male or female, their mild cognitive impairment, head trauma, air pollution, very excessive alcohol consumption, sleeping patterns, lifestyle and their heart health, and lifelong learning and social engagement. With this disease, there are a lot of complications that happen. So here are just a few. Memory and language loss, impaired judgment, and other cognitive changes caused by Alzheimer's disease can complicate treatment for other health conditions. A person with Alzheimer's disease may not be able to communicate that he or she is experiencing this pain, explain symptoms of other illness, follow a prescribed treatment plan, or explain medication side effects. As Alzheimer's disease progresses to its last stages, brain changes begin to affect physical functions such as swallowing, balance, and bowel and bladder control. These effects can increase vulnerability to additional health problems such as inhaling food or liquid into the lungs, flu, pneumonia, and other infections, falls, fractures, bed sores, malnutrition or dehydration, constipation or diarrhea, dental problems such as mouth sores or tooth decay. Prevention. There is no prevention. Alzheimer's disease is not a preventable condition. Please join me next time when we talk to someone who has had a family member dealing with it and what they have been through. My name is Caitlin. Thank you very much.